Okay guys, so here is my attempt at a rant video. You know what really frustrates me? When I'm showing a friend pictures of myself from before, and instead of just saying like, wow, you look so great, and, just really making you feel good about yourself, they say things like, wow, you looked like a blob before. And I don't get that. Like, I know that I don't look that way anymore, but when they tell you how bad you looked and that you look like a blob, that's not very nice. That's not a good feeling, and I get really sad when people talk about how gross I used to look. Because, I mean, obviously I don't think I looked good, but that doesn't make me feel good by saying how bad I looked and, like, what I looked like, and they should just say, yeah, you look so great, I mean, there's such a big difference, and not that I look like a blob. Okay, so first off, when you go into a plus size store, there's not a lot of option. Majority of it is, old women, grandma clothes, things that even, like, my grandma wouldn't wear, just nasty clothes. I don't get it. Very unflattering clothes, because there are ways to make clothing for plus size women that fit nicely and make you look good, but they don't. There's only one store that does, which is Torrid. Besides that, yeah, so first off, they're ugly. And second, they charge crazy prices, and they can do that because we have no other option. It's like, if I was, a lot bigger than I even was, which it was already hard enough for me to find clothes, but even bigger, where, like, I absolutely had no other choice than, like, maybe Lane Bryant or something, they can charge whatever they want, because you have to pay it, you need clothes. So that kind of pisses me off. It is so expensive to be overweight when you're trying to shop. You know those self-checkout lines? They're supposed to be faster and easier, but whenever I go to them, something always goes wrong. Either I don't set the item in the bag and it gets all mad at me, or it thinks it's the wrong thing, or I can't get to scan, or I like type something in and a button gets hit and then it says, oh, please wait for assistance, and then there's no one there to come help you, and you're standing there and you can't do anything, and it ends up taking longer than the normal checkout line. I hate when I'm hanging out with a friend and we're gonna watch a movie, and the entire time they're like on the computer while we're watching a movie. Cause then it's like you're not really watching the movie with them, it's them doing their own thing on the computer with like the screen and light next to you, and then you're the only one watching the movie. I hate that. Also, I hate when you're hanging out with a friend and they're on the phone with someone for like 45 minutes. I don't really get that, because you'd think they'd be considerate enough to be like, hey, I'm hanging out with someone, let me call you later. You would think. When someone borrows something of yours and they return it in a worse condition than you gave it to them. Like DVDs, when you give them to people, sometimes they don't like put them back in their boxes, or they just let them sit on the table and then they're all scratched up, and do they not realize it's not their property? I tried to get my prescription yesterday because I have this acid reflux problem, and I went to the pharmacist to go pick it up, and I gave them my new insurance. They said, oh, sorry, we need to call your insurance and see if this one is okay, or if they can approve it, or if you need another one, and it can take up to 10 days. And I'm like, so I just have to be in pain for the next 10 days? Like, I don't know why getting like prescriptions and medication have to be so difficult. There should just be an easier way, because I don't know like the background of getting prescriptions and things and how difficult it really is, but they should really fix it, because for people that really need medication in a timely manner, it kind of sucks. When there's a really great movie or TV show and throughout the middle of it or during the sequel or something, they change characters and play them off as the original, I don't even care if they're like supporting actors that like don't have huge roles in them, but like are part of it. I seriously cannot stand that. It like ruins a show or movie for me. I don't know, unless they like died or something and obviously can't have that character, like I'd rather them somehow get rid of that character and pretend they're not there anymore instead of just having a new actor come on and act like that original character. Like, it's not them. I know that, and it pisses me off for some reason. When you're trying to merge onto a freeway or something and the car next to you doesn't think that you need to get in when they basically are right next to you and they don't realize that your lane's gonna cut off any second. And then you try and speed up, but they're like speeding up, or then you try to slow down and then they slow down. I don't know what goes on there, but that's happened to me quite a few times and it's ridiculous. Or even when you're in a car and someone else cuts you off or they do something wrong and then they flick you off. They're the ones that did it. What the heck? When stuff spills in your purse. Twice now, I've had crap spill in my purse. The first time it was lotion, and it got all over a lot of stuff, but it was salvageable. And now just today, one of my bottles of body spray leaked all over everything in my purse. Are you kidding me? Like, what the heck? I keep everything in individual little pouches and, you know, secured tightly to the best that I can, and somehow it still manages to happen and it gets all over my stuff, and it's such an annoying thing to deal with. And I was at work when it happened, so in the middle of work I was like, okay, I gotta empty out my purse, and mind you, I have a very large purse. Like, very large. So all over everything, I had to take it out, you know, clean it off, and it's perfume, so it smells, you know, all extra strong, and it's, you know, staining things and getting liquid all over, and it's a nightmare. So there you have it. That's my rant video, and I would love to hear things that you could rant about. I think they're thoroughly enjoyable to watch, so I look forward to seeing your video responses. Thank you all for watching, and stay tuned for Kristy tomorrow.